Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest, the best running back in the NFL. It is Grit Week presented by Hey Dude. It's Saquon Barkley, Super Bowl champ. Saquon, thank you for joining us. First question that we start every Grit Week interview with is, what does the word grit mean to you?
What does the word grit mean to me? I feel like it's just all about having that mentality of finding ways to get through it, whether it's adversity or ups and downs, find a way to battle in, and right now we're kind of in that mentality in camp where you got to have that grit on those hot days, on the long days in the summer, and all that stuff adds up for you to have a great year.
Yeah.
Can you have fun while you're being gritty? Like while things suck here in camp, is it still fun for you?
Yeah, I think you have certain ways you do it. For me, it's like the competitive sides come out. So, throughout the grit, sometimes I'll just talk shit and say crazy stuff to the defense. Don't really even mean it, but it helps me get through it. It pumps them up, and it just gets the juices flowing even more.
Yeah. By the way, congrats on not only the Super Bowl, but Madden cover. That's pretty damn cool. Yeah. Madden's coming out. Obviously you played it as a kid. When you found out that you were going to be on the cover of Madden, were you like, holy shit, this is insane?
Yeah, I say this all the time. Anytime someone asks me that question, they actually ask you, do you want to be on the cover of Madden?
Right. Yeah. Well, imagine if you said no.
I wonder how many people has ever.
I guess
not even for the curse.
Yeah.
You have to. They just ask you first, and you have to accept being on the cover of Madden. And to me, I'm like, why would I ever?
Yeah, that's not even a question.
Yeah, why would I ever say no? But being on the cover of Madden and just how many guys that I grew up watching and been fans of, watching football for a very long time, and to be in that fraternity now, is something that, it's my kids is going to always be able to go back and, go to this certain Madden and see their dad on it, and my nieces and nephews and my teammates seeing it. So it's cool. It's really cool.
And 99 rating.
99.
That's
99 is big.
That's
I don't gotta go
juice them up.
Yeah, I don't gotta go and edit my player and make myself a 99 anymore.
Yeah.
But this cool 99 Madden, and Madden is just part of the culture of football. And growing up, you want to make it to NFL, but you think about being a 99 overall. You think about being on the cover of Madden, being in Madden in general. So my life been super, super amazing.
Yeah.
So you still play Madden?
Yeah, of course.
You play with yourself?
I play Madden in a weird way, right? I guess it's not really that weird, but to me, I play franchise mode. I go on, I'll take a team, I'll trade all their great players, get as many draft picks as I can, and then draft random guys and kind of make a rebuild. So that's how I play Madden.
Are you playing with the Eagles?
No, we're pretty good. So I don't.
So who are you playing with?
I'll pick a random team.
What team are you playing with right now?
Right now, it's probably either the Jets or the Rams.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might win a Super Bowl with the Jets.
So that's what I do. I'll get
crazy.
There you go,
you can scout players and you can draft, and I'll get a good quarterback, good running back, and I'll trade all the guys, any player you think on that team.
Yeah.
And get as many picks as I can, and then rebuild, get a new random coach, and take them to championship.
That's kind of how the Jets' real GM plays Madden too.
You could be the Jets GM.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm a Jets fan growing up.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan anymore, but a Jets fan growing up. So I know the struggles, but I also know the glory days with Mark Sanchez and them boys. So I'm gonna let those guys be GMs. I'm gonna stick to running the football a little bit.
Yeah, it's big for the position of running back too, to have representation on the cover of Madden.
Back to back.
To be yeah, that's right, because it was Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yep.
So are running backs back?
I don't think running backs ever left, in my opinion. I think it was just something that people had some fun with, I guess.
There was one off season where it was
one off season and
Zoom call.
Exactly, and they didn't want to pay certain guys, and they had the tag at their advantage. And I think, looking at both sides is a smart thing for them to do, but it's football. You got to be able to play great defense, and you got to be able to run the ball. And when you run the ball, people think about just the running back position. It takes all of us. And you just see the two guys out here. They're a big product of that. But our offensive line, our tight ends, our scheme, you don't rush for 2,000 yards by accident, and it takes a group to do that. So you need to run the ball well and play great defense to be able to compete at a high level.
Yeah. Have you thought about, or maybe you've done this, apologizing to Joe Shane for just the fact that clip just goes viral all the time. And you kind of rubbed it in. Like 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
You could have done a little bit worse.
I think, it's kind of on them. When you look at it from the inside, like they have to sign off on that and make the decision for that clip to go out there. And that's what they did. But it's funny because you would think from social media, like there's this big beef with me and Joe Shane and like the Giants. And in reality, like we're all, I still talk to them here and there before the game. I got to see all of them before the game last year, at the end of the season, where I didn't end up playing. But got to see them, and they were super happy for me for rushing for 2,000 yards the week prior. It's a business. The NFL is a weird business. Obviously, I'm not a fan of that side of it when it comes to the money side, but those guys were a big reason why I was able to get back. Like before I had an ACL, an ankle, and Dave and all those guys came in and believed in me and trusted in me and kind of helped me get my swagger back. And is a big reason why you see the type of player I am right now.
Yeah, I think if the Hard Knocks clip didn't exist, it wouldn't be. It just was. I mean, basically all his nightmares came true.
I'm kind of happy though; it saved me.
Yeah, how so?
People thought like,
you're right.
I just, you know what I mean. So you got to see. It depends. Like you have fans that, they're just blinded by it and they're just like, oh, he just left.
Right.
But you got to see that. It's like, yes, we had a negotiation process the year before, but that year, they gave me an opportunity to hit the open market, which was the right thing to do by the Giants. A lot of people don't talk about that. Like they didn't have to do that. So for Joe Shane and all those guys over there to be like, the right thing to do by him is to let him test the market. And I gave him the opportunity to match it. Obviously they felt like I wasn't worth what they thought that number was. And best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm here. I'm in Philly. I'm with Howie. I'm with Big Dom. With all these guys. I got the best offensive line in football. We just came off a Super Bowl win, and things are continuing to go great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a part of you that thought like, is Philly really the right choice because of that rivalry against the Giants? And obviously, you're close with a lot of guys on the Giants, right? Still to this day.
Yeah. No. It never. Like I used to hate Philly. I tell these guys all the time. Literally the year leading into my last year in New York. We lost to Philly in the playoffs. We lost to them 3 times in a row. And, I was tagged, so I couldn't go into the building, but I would still hang out with the guys like in off-season programs and throwing trips. And like we would break it down on F the Eagles on 3. Like we felt like that was a team that we needed to beat to get to the level that we wanted to get to. So the thing about me choosing and coming to Philadelphia, like I knew I would get some backlash from some fans. But when we put a list, me and my family put a list of pros and cons. And the only con that stuck out was people might be upset. Yeah. It was like, I can't make, decisions based on my life off of what people feel like. And I think so far it showed that I made the right decision.
Yeah. I'd say so.
You're right,
I'd say so. Yeah. You won.
No, it's not about who won. If it doesn't go like that with just 1 year. For me, it's coming here like I wanted to expand my legacy because I feel like the player that I want to be is still out there. But the thing that I've learned coming here, like I want to be a Hall of Fame type of player, but this organization is outstanding. Like from top to bottom, the type of people that they have, like every section you could think of, whether it's coaches, whether the staff, whether the training room, like they're just unbelievable people. So it's cool, like winning Super Bowls and breaking records, but like to be able to have myself attached to this organization means even more.
Yeah. What you just said about like being the player that you want to be is really interesting because you've been a great running back in the league for a while, but I think you've evolved too in terms of your style, like picking up new things. What's something that like when you got into the league, you made an effort to get better at a certain part of your game that maybe you weren't so strong at, that's evolved yourself into what you are right now?
I think it's just understanding the scheme, letting the game come to me. I feel like when I was younger, I tried to force it. And it's funny, ironically enough, last year I had the longest touchdown runs I've ever had as a NFL player. But in the beginning, I always trusted my speed and my athletic ability that like I knew I could make that jump cut and get to wherever hole I want to. That sometimes I would try to make something out of nothing when there was no need. Now it's just knowing like, taking that 4, taking that 3, and when the opportunity comes, got to make them pay for it.
Yeah, when you get outside, I feel like this last year, if you got outside, it was like, okay, he's just going to score a touchdown right now.
Yeah,
I got faster somehow. I'm not gonna lie. But is it really that I get that much fast from 28 to 21? I wouldn't say now. I just got more efficient with my movements, and there's no secret to it because when I'm here training every Thursday, I'm hitting I'm hitting high speeds. I'm working on my mechanics every single day with Eddie and Nano and D Wood and and Ben and all those guys. So just the work that I put in throughout the whole season, it showed up on the field and it showed up on Sundays. And that's the cool thing. Everyone gets to see the highlights, but they don't get to see the work that's put into it.
Yeah.
How mad were your coaches when you did the hurdle?
No, I think
weren't?
I think it's probably one of the coolest things they've ever seen.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Very cool play. But afterwards, were they like, hey,
No.
please don't do that again?
I don't.
Oh, so you're going to do it again?
Nope. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I know that was the biggest hit I took. Only person who I can say was really mad about the hurdle or any hurdles I've ever done is my mama.
Okay.
My mama don't like when I leave my feet. But I think hurdling is in my future again. But just maybe doing it backwards.
Yeah,
that was
maybe
insane.
looking forward next time.
I think it's just, I think that's a one-time thing and we just let it go.
You knew, like, it was like a sixth sense. You're like, this guy's about to come here. I got this.
Keep it honest. I spun, had a really good spin move, and I was going to spin again. And I realized that if you break down the clip, you could see me. I see him, and I'm like, oh, he's not going for the spin. So I kind of just let my body take over, and I jumped, and I just really timed it up pretty well.
And one of the sickest plays.
It was
ever.
insane. A bad example for the youngsters out there, though.
I was thinking, yeah, it is, but like I talk to my friends all the time. They don't agree with me with this one, but like. No, I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan by any way, but like when Michael Jordan jumped from the free throw line, like in '84 or whatever it was, like that was probably one of the craziest things people seen. Mm-hmm. Now Zach LaVine is Eastband from the free throw line. So it's like if I'm able to jump over someone backwards right now in like 20, 15, 30 years, like what are these kids like? Because if I go to my nephew's 707 tournaments, flag tournaments, and like these kids are 8 years old and they look like they're 12 and 15 already. So it's like in 20, 30 years, like what move? Like we think that move is crazy. Like what is the next move someone's going to be able to do? And like it's going to be a scary thing to see.
Yeah, like gymnastics. Like Simone Biles doing like backflips and shit.
Yeah.
Twists.
Backflips, I think backflips are kind of like normal in gymnastics though.
No, but I'm saying like incorporating that into like football.
Oh, you're going
like being able to do backflips and shit while you're
listen.
You won't. You won't do it.
He's a Commanders fan, so he's trying to get you to do it. Yeah, he's trying.
After three losses in a row, I can see you trying to set it up.
I get it.
Nah, backflip over. I don't even do backflips. I don't even do backflips like normal. Like I know guys like a big play, like they like to do the cartwheel into a back. Like that's not my thing.
Yeah, yeah. What do you listen to any of the haters? Like obviously there are none now because you had 2,000 yards, but going into this season. Did any of that make it through? Like where it's like people are like, oh yeah, Saquon's overrated, and like this is.
Yeah, you have to. I think when athletes get up here and we say that we don't see any of that stuff, like that's just a lie. Like we see all of it. Sometimes you make stuff up in your head to help fuel you. Like a big thing for me is, I see that I'm not going to be good next year because I was too good the year before. Mm-hmm. And running backs get older or how many touches. Like you see that stuff. And it's okay. It's okay to see that. It's okay to, put that in the back of your mind. But when you go out there and you play the game that you love, that can't be the reason behind it.
Yeah.
And I fell to that before. And I think that's a big reason why I was unsuccessful and I had injuries, because I was going out there trying to prove a point rather than going out there and playing a game that I love. And, I get paid a lot of money to play a children's game. So you got to keep that mindset and keep the main thing that matters the most and the love in your team. But it's okay to see that stuff. And when you train and be like, okay, this is what you think. Well, I'm going to show you this.
Yeah.
There were a lot of haters.
We had a guy, the dumbest guy we got.
I've got the exact quote here.
He pretends he's a fantasy football expert. He doesn't know shit.
So this guy said, do not draft, in all caps, Saquon Barkley in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
ADP, average draft position, number 10 overall is crazy. He's only rushed for 1,005 plus yards one time. In 4 of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He has
1,005.
1,005.
Everyone knows 1,005 is the benchmark.
That's the mark that you shoot for.
Gotcha.
He hasn't had 340 plus receiving yards since 2019. Blame the Giants all you want, but when do we admit he's just not a great player?
Mm-hmm.
That was this year?
Yeah, that was before this season.
Yeah.
1,005 yards, only had done it once.
Oh, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a moron.
Hey, you know what? That's the that's why, and Cuz is here right now. You got to be careful what you put out on the internet because the internet is forever.
But listen, this was actually it actually was great because I think I gave him shit. I think I tweeted every time you had a touchdown, I tweeted at him.
Yeah.
And he would be sitting right in front of me and I would just tweet at him being like,
and
you're
he's
a
like,
moron.
he's like part of like that fantasy stuff, right?
He thinks he is.
So it's like how if I'm a guy and I'm following you and trying to take your advice over fantasy and then you go out there and say that, kind of lose credibility.
It's a reputation killer.
Exactly.
Like no one should ever listen to Stephen Che. You should say that. No one should listen to Stephen Che ever again.
Yeah, no one should listen to Stephen Chase ever again.
Yes.
On a serious part,
that's facts.
No, in all seriousness, it's just you gotta. I think right, and like this is what I want to do when I'm done with football. Like I want to get on this side of it. But I think sometimes you see guys up there and they have to say stuff that's going to get clickbait.
Yeah.
Even if they don't really believe it. Like you see stuff going on, like what they say about Nick Sirianni or stuff they say about Jalen now or myself. But like it's hot. Like we're the hottest team in sports right now. We just won the ESPY for it. And when you mention our names and you say something negative about it, it's going to get views, even going into last year. So I think a lot of these guys just say some stuff that they don't actually believe.
So here's the problem. I agree with everything you just said. The guy we're talking about, Stephen Che, he actually is that dumb that he believed it. Yeah. No, he actually believed it.
Listen.
He thought you were overrated and not very good in 1,005 yards. Again, the most important benchmark in all of sports.
The problem is he looks smart, so I think people tend to believe him because he wears glasses.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I got to trust this guy. He's a nerd.
Yeah.
But he's a dumb nerd, which is a problem. That's where you run into problems.
Yeah.
Numbers lie. What's the saying? Men's lie, women's lie, numbers don't.
Yeah.
I used to believe that, but that's not true. The numbers don't always tell you what it is. And, the career I had in New York, obviously we weren't great. I wasn't on great teams and I had a lot of injuries and, adversity there. But sometimes just because a guy, like next year, you have a guy who rushes or catches 1,500 yards and a guy who catches for 1,200 yards. Like that doesn't mean that guy is automatically better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone's opportunity, everyone's situation is completely different. So that's why we need to stay away from, the numbers is good, but I think it's taking over, especially our sport. And it just go by watching film and film doesn't lie.
All right, I got a random question that I just found this from 2020. You were asked, I don't know what interview it was, what are your favorite football or sports podcasts to listen to and why? And you said, I love Pardon My Take. Anytime you get different opinions, I like to hear both sides and I enjoy the arguing. Did someone feed you that or did you actually listen to the show?
I think someone fed me that.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say. I was like, what? Yeah, someone definitely fed you that. Because like anytime you get different opinions, I like to hear both sides. It's like, we're just idiots.
We're fucking morons.
I wouldn't say, listen, far from idiots. I think it's just like, it's a beautiful thing because you guys are just who you are.
Yeah.
It's just authentic to who you are. You have fun with it.
It made us feel good.
You really,
we believed in it for.
I can say that now. Though. I can say that confidently now. I'm a big fan of you guys.
When I read it, I was like, I don't think anybody would ever say that about our show.
Yeah, right. It was like you like saying I love Pardon My Take. That's where I was like, oh shit, Saquon loves Pardon. And then when I got to the second sentence, I was like, he's not listening.
We can just go. We can go. It's 2020. That's COVID year. We can blame it on COVID.
Yeah,
COVID brain.
Yeah,
you said that.
Wait, it was. Oh, Kenny. Yeah, it was.
You said a few things about PMT.
Well, listen, we're just going to, I think we have it printed out in our studio, so we're not going to take that down.
You would.
I know what happened. You were probably listening to the tennis podcast and you were like, these guys are awesome. You got that confused with us. It happens all the time. If you listen to our show, you just be like, why are these four assholes making fun of their producer for 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's the takeaway from our show.
It's just so funny. Anytime you get different opinions, I like to hear both sides. Like we have the same basic opinions on everything.
Yeah, and we've been wrong a lot, but I mean, you're talking about getting into the next phase of your career, and you want to do so. You said like something on the other side, whether it's commentary or whatever.
Yeah.
The trick is though, like you have to figure out a way to deliver your authentic thoughts in an entertaining way. I think a lot of people get screwed up with that, and they're just like, I'm just going to say something that's going to get people riled up.
Yeah.
And that's the easy way to get there.
Yeah.
But have you thought about what that next step looks for you? Is that going to be something that you're going to pursue more while you're playing, or are you going to wait till afterwards?
I always think it's tough, right? If you do it while you're playing, it's so tough, especially in the markets that I've played in, New York and Philly.
Yeah.
It's good when you rush for 2,000 yards, and after games, it's easy to put a mic in front of you and say this and say that. But if you we played, what was it, Monday night or Sunday night? We played the Falcons, and I had a big drop. It's not as easy to go on in front of a camera and talk about that game or what's going on during the world. The best way I can put it is Michael Strahan. Like, he is literally, I just want to look at him and follow everything that he did. And he got involved a little bit into this world while he was playing, but I'm probably going to focus a little bit more when I'm done playing.
Yeah.
You only get this, I'm in year 8 right now. It's even crazy to say that. And whether it's another 8 years or another 2 years, you never know. So I'm going to try to capitalize on this as much as I can, stay focused on this as much as I can. And opportunities come here and there, I'll take it. But when I'm done being more so of like, I want to have the goofball side and be able to be on stuff like this and show my personality. Then I also want to talk about stuff that's going on in the world, and just really have a mixture of both.
Yeah. All right.
Podcast P, he got himself in one of those situations here in Philly. He was like, I'm going to stop the podcast right now because things aren't going so well. But then the numbers came out and he was better at basketball while he was podcasting. Maybe you could be a better running back if you were podcasting.
I don't think the podcast had anything to do with that.
You don't think so?
No.
I disagree.
What we do is, some people say, is harder than playing in the NFL.
I'm not saying it's easy.
Okay.
I'm not saying, and I don't think it's easy, and I think it'll be harder playing and doing this at the same time.
Yeah.
Reason
True.
why he probably.
That's why we don't play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Especially we don't want to rob the podcast game.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Now I think about it. Yeah,
It's a distraction. That'd be a distraction in our locker
We
room.
actually were asked to be on the Madden cover. We said no.
See, I think you guys got to be the first people to say no.
Yeah, we
And
did.
it makes sense.
We're
'Cause
just
they
going
were
to start saying that.
it took too long for me to get requested for it.
Yeah.
And I do remember they're like, we're tending to go
Yeah.
somewhere else. So y'all come together.
Yeah, we could
now.
do. I mean, listen, you make up quotes saying you love Pardon My Take. We can
Yeah.
make up quotes
Right.
saying we were the Madden cover. Why? What does it matter? All right. Well, Saquon, this has been awesome. I got one last question. I'm going to do a couple rapid fire.
Yep.
Rowback question, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com, promo code TAKE. All right, quick
That was
rapid
great.
fire.
That was great.
Thank you.
That was
Yeah,
great.
that's podcast.
Yep.
You
That's
gotta
harder
learn
than
that.
jumping over somebody backwards.
Yeah. I could close my eyes and do that.
I
I
could
felt
see
the
it.
read coming.
Right. Yes,
I
sir.
saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Let it happen. It just took over.
All right, rapid fire. Do you still squat?
I do still.
What's your max?
Right now, I don't know, but I mean, if I had to go in a competition, I'd probably do 650, 700.
Is that what's your absolute max that you've ever done?
Probably 700.
Whew, that's crazy.
But I think like I'm better like a 1 rep max guy. So like, especially like, when they do the competition, you can wrap your knees and stuff. If I'm going against somebody, it'd probably be higher than 700.
That's insane. Favorite game you played in at Penn State?
Penn State versus Michigan, whiteout, 2017, my junior year.
Okay, I thought you were gonna maybe say the Iowa game because that was a crazy game.
It was a great game, but like the environment, even though Iowa environment is great, it has nothing on a whiteout game. And like I scored a touchdown. I think I scored like in the second, third play. And I remember like I like did my little thing and I went to the end zone and I like just looked up and all you see is like a sea of white and everyone yelling. It almost like words can't describe like how my body felt in that moment. It was insane.
Yeah, the whiteout they got to do it for bigger games. Last year I think it was like Minnesota at noon.
Yeah.
Got
They're
it.
doing one
Oregon
this
this year.
Yeah, Oregon.
All right, last one. Will you guarantee over 1,005 yards this year?
Well, I never guaranteed anything.
But-
I feel like I can guarantee that if God keeps me healthy, that over will get smashed.
Okay.
You got to get that. The
1,005.
1.005K club.
Yeah, everyone talks about it.
I like that. That's like the new dress holder, I guess, right?
Yeah, or it's like, getting 500 home runs or in the Hall of Fame in baseball, you get 1.005K, then that's a great season.
Yeah, because
On that topic, I am a big believer. I was talking about this the other day. I think to get in the Hall of Fame for NFL, they need to have something like that. Like, it should be like a set requirement.
A threshold.
Of what you need for certain positions to get into the Hall of
maybe
Fame.
it's 1,005. Well, actually, we shouldn't do that for you because you've only done it twice in your
Twice,
entire
yeah.
career,
Yeah,
which
that'd
is
be a bad
crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of you kind of stink when you put it in that respect.
Bad ball. Just a bad player all around.
All right, well, Saquon, congrats on Madden. We're excited to play the game, and best of luck this year.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.